At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby. Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry, though. Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
Witness the fight the boxing world has been waiting for on Netflix. Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford face off for the first time in their legendary careers for the Super Middleweight Championship in Las Vegas. The winner will walk away the greatest of their era. Watch Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford Saturday, September 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Live only on Netflix.
Hello and welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion, probably the only podcast that brings you the best of both horse racing and cricket. After a run of cricket episodes, we're heading back to the turf, and I'm delighted to welcome back a popular guest, young Australian trainer Henry Dwyer. Henry is hoping to make history this weekend at the Curragh, where his talented 7-year-old mare Asfoora, fresh from her brilliant Group 1 Nunthorpe Stakes victory at York, will line up in the Flying Five Stakes. A win would see Asfoora become the first Australian trained horse ever to win in Ireland. Hello, Henry. Thanks for joining me on the Paddock and the Pavilion. I really appreciate it.
No worries, Stephen. Good to talk to you again.
And for the first time, I'm talking to you in Australia ahead of Asfoora's race on Sunday in the Flying Five. Why are you still in Australia?
Busy time of year here, Stephen. We're sort of in the midst of the spring carnival, which is our biggest time of year. So we've got a fair few horses racing and gearing up towards races. So look, I think my time is probably better spent here at the moment. Added to that, we've got a few things going on at home. We've got 5-year-old twins whose birthday it is on Saturday, and it was all just proving too hard to get over there.
Had that been the original decision, or is it something you just made?
No, I was sort of 50-50 whether I may or may not get over there, but it's trending probably towards may not at the moment.
Who's now looking after the horse? I know you've got Chanel, but is another trainer going to be helping out for you?
Well, she stays with Lemos de Souza and his wife Amy Murphy, who's training in France, but they're very involved with the whole process, and they'll go to to Ireland as well with her. I think she leaves Friday morning your time, and it's about a 12 or 13 hour trip on road to Holyhead, and then on the ferry to Dublin, and then down to the Curragh.
I guess she's used to travelling now if she's been across to the UK a couple of times.
Yeah, she's a very good traveller, so I'm not concerned about that element of it. More concerned about the weather, Stephen.
Yes, we'll come on to that in a few minutes. Has O'Sheen been? Has he had a gallop or two on her at Newmarket?
He hasn't been on her since York, and he's not going to be. Sadly, he's got a ride in France on Sunday. So we've got Dylan Brown McMonagall riding her, who's a good Irish rider and someone that's he's spent the last couple of summers here in Australia. So I've sort of known him from that, so he can jump aboard her on Sunday.
So someone you know quite well then.
Oh, I know him relatively well. I've sort of watched him ride here and quite impressed with him, and I think he'll suit her.
I've read that she looks better than she did when she was at York. Is that right?
Yeah, look, we thought she was in really good order going to York and reaching her peak, but I really think that run's border on again, and I think she'll be at her peak for Sunday, and then whatever happens after that's a bonus, I suppose. But Yeah, I reckon she's from what I've seen of videos and her gallops and her heart rate readings and all that sort of stuff. I reckon she's yeah, right at her peak. So she should run like that and just needs the right track conditions.
Friday, August the 22nd at York must be a very special day now for yourself and Henry Dwyer Racing.
Yeah, absolutely. When she won at York, it was I suppose excitement blended with a little bit of a relief. Obviously, she hadn't won a race this year, and she really needs to win a. If we're going to do the travel and the rest of it, it's an expensive operation, and she needs to be winning a race to sort of make it worthwhile. So, her winning there and showing that she still got it. There was a little bit of doubt in certain quarters that she'd come back as well. But we were confident she really had, but just hadn't had the right circumstance yet. So she got that at York and everything went to plan and she won really well.
You always said York and the Nunthorpe was the race for her.
As it turned out this year, it was just because of timing. Obviously, Ascot was the race for her last year because we had a lead up run and we were in the country for plenty of time leading up to it and she'd acclimatised. Whereas this year, she just didn't have that opportunity and we were fresh off the plane into Ascot and she wasn't ready for it, but we had to run and then had a break in the paddock trying to get her ready for Goodwood and York. And that really brought her on and helped her put on some weight and further acclimatise to the heat. Like she came out of Ballarat and it was -4 degrees the morning she left and she was suddenly thrust into 32, 33 degree conditions over the week of Ascot and it was just all a bit rushed and a bit much for her. So 2 weeks in the paddock allowed her to acclimatise a bit better and then yeah, good lead up to Goodwood and we thought we had her ready enough to go for Goodwood, albeit with some improvement, but yeah, just got that rain the day before which thwarted her chances and yeah, York didn't have such issues and she ran really well.
She got the perfect run then at York. You were following Knight Raider.
Yeah, well, he's a good lead sort of horse. He goes quick and generally gives a good kick, and which he did, and allowed us to get out in time. So yeah, look, it was just an easy watch really the whole way, and who knows, it might be the same on Sunday.
I didn't think you saw the last bit of the race at York. You were mobbed by all your team on the course.
Yeah, no, I've had a chance to digest the replay a few times now, Stephen, and no, well, on pretty good terms with ourselves pretty early in the race with how things unfolded. But yeah, I don't really know what side you want to be on at the Curragh. I'm interested to see the barrier draw today. I suppose you just want to be around the other chances in the race and the speed in the race. So hopefully we can find Knight Raider again.
Just going back to York, what were the celebrations like after the race, and what time did you get up the next day?
Yeah, no, it was a pretty big night. We sort of went out to a few local watering holes and had a pleasant evening. We pulled up stumps probably about 3:30 and we were on the road back to Newmarket probably about 9 a.m. So no rest for the wicked, as they say, Stephen.
No, sounds like a good night. Now the Flying Five at the Curragh. How do you assess the field? You're the 11-4 favourite.
Yeah, look, it's there's not a heap of depth to it. I think a filly like She's Quality, who's sort of been going around in similar races to us, has had a good preparation and she's very consistent, albeit probably hasn't won a lot. I reckon she'd be a chance in the race. You've got Buccaneero Fuerte, who's got different form lines coming in. He obviously goes very well at the Curragh. And since being gelded, he's probably going pretty well. So I reckon they'd be the main sort of two dangers.
Yes, there's four horses that ran in the Nunthorpe running against you: Night Raider, Arizona Blaze, Megara, and She's Quality.
Yeah, yeah. No, they were sort of a little way off us in the Nunthorpe. So as I said, I don't think she's gone backwards, but luck in running and track conditions and the rest of it can sort of ruin your best laid plans. So look, we need what happened at York to happen, a nice run and a firm track.
Yeah, I've got a question on the track. Keith Drayton has asked if the ground softens, will she still run?
Yeah, she'll still run because look, I don't think she's a duffer on it, but like at York, she was a little bit sorry, at Goodwood, she was a little bit underdone. I think she just handles sort of soft tracks, but probably no worse than that. But she didn't really handle it. at Goodwood just because it was quite sticky and gluey and she was underdone, so it made it a tougher task for her. But I think at peak fitness, she sort of gets through it okay. But there's nothing else for her anyway, so she may as well run. She's won on, soft tracks in Australia. Good to yielding at the moment, I think it is. Would be fine. Good to soft would be fine. But yeah, probably there's only showers forecast through to race day, so it'll stay in that range, but it's just there's a fair bit forecast on race day, so we're hoping that happens after 3:15 p.m.
Do you think she'll like the course at the Curragh?
Well, it's not dissimilar to what she's been racing on, sort of straight 5 furlong courses, a little bit undulating. I think her best distance is 1100 or 5.5 furlongs, so I think a stiffish sort of 5 furlongs like the Curragh and Ascot for that matter obviously suit her.
And no Australian trained horse has won a race in Ireland.
No, we thought no Australian trained horse had ever run in Ireland, in fact, but the stats we were doing were on flat racing, so no flat race has ever featured an Australian trained horse, but there was a jumper that ran there a few years ago on the way through to Aintree and to Cheltenham and Aintree, a horse called Big Blue. So there has been an Australian trained horse run in Ireland. Kieran Marr trained it, but yeah, it certainly hasn't been a winner and hasn't been one on the flat, I don't think.
And how will you be dealing with the day being in Australia? You'll be staying up late on Sunday night.
Yeah, it's not too bad actually. It's about 12:15 a.m. I reckon, so I can stay up for that and have a kip and go to work the next morning. Just got to work out how I'm going to watch it. Actually, I'm not quite sure what the TV situation is, but anyway, we'll work it out.
I hope you do that. It's fairly important for the trainer. And will you be in direct contact with the jockey? And what will his instructions be?
Yeah, I'll no doubt have a chat with him, maybe on Saturday night or something like that, and the instructions will be there's no instructions. I don't want to put any preconceived ideas in a jockey's head that hasn't ridden her before. She has a tendency to sort of get a bit sort of restless in the barrier in the stalls, and on a number of occasions she's been a bit slow out. So in that situation, I don't want to be forcing his hand to lead on her or anything like that. Just where she's comfortable and where she settles will be where we want to be, and yeah, we'll work it out from there.
You're confident, though, of another Group 1 win?
Pretty confident. Yeah, look, I'd be extremely confident if we knew the track was going to be firm. You take that out and you've got a little doubt, but as I said, I think down good to soft to be fine. And yeah, I think everything considered from our end, we can't do any more. She's great, but it's just the outside factors that might influence things.
And a win, could that lead to a trip to Longchamp?
Yeah, I think that's the plan anyway, if she runs well, at least. There's that 5 furlong Prix La Bay on Arc Day, which would be an ideal race for her. So that's the plan.
And hopefully you'll be over to Longchamp if that happens.
Yeah, I think I'll try and get there for that. That'd be a good experience. So yeah, that'd be great.
Well, the best of luck on Sunday, Henry, and hopefully another Group 1 win for Asfoora.
Terrific. Thanks, Stephen.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Doug.
Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.